Did you know that at least 70% of the Brazilian population has a pet of home or knows someone who does? That is quite an impressive number, isn't it? And it is precisely because of data like this that the pet-related job market has been expanding so much in recent years. That is why, in this video, you will learn a little more about the veterinary profession. Are you ready?
If you want a pet, surely you have had to take it to a veterinarian. Just as doctors look after our health, veterinarians look after the health of our pets. Veterinarians are like animal health detectives, always preventing, investigating, and seeking treatments for health problems in our animals, be they wild or domestic. The emergence of a professional dedicated especially to animal care has its origins from when primitive men began to domesticate animals. However, modern veterinary medicine, organized from scientific criteria, began to develop with the emergence of the first school of veterinary medicine in the world, in Lyon, France, during the reign of Louis XV in 1761.
In Brazil, the start of veterinary doctors began with Imperator Peter II who, feeling impressed in spirit after having traveled to France to visit the veterinary school of Alford in 1875, decided to create a similar institution in Brazil as well. In spite of the Peter II's thought it was only in the beginning of the XX century already on the Republican regime that first school of veterinary medicine of the country created by members of the credit 8,329 of October 20 of 1910, signed by the then President Nilo Peçanha. In the same year in Rio de Janeiro, there is a School of Agriculture and Veterinary and the School of Veterinary of the Art. In the beginning, the focus was the bovines that frequently suffered from blood diseases. Then came small animal clinic. The first professionals graduated in 1927. The first regulated diploma, the veterinary medicine came with the decree 23,123 of December 9, 1923, and that's why currently September 9 is the Veterinary Day.
But after all, where can this professional work? The veterinary profession is comprehensive and the professional can work in several areas such as veterinary clinics and hospitals, where they perform consultations, exams, diagnoses, treatments, and surgeries on pets, such as dogs and cats. Zoos, where they care of the health and well-being of the animals that live there, from mammals to reptiles and birds. And farms, where they work with production animals such as cows, horses, sheep, and pigs, and help in the prevention and treatment of disease, reproductive management, nutrition, and well-being of these animals. Other lesser-known areas in which veterinarians can work are the food industry, in which they are responsible for ensuring the sanitary quality of the products and health of the animals involved in production. And the research area, with veterinarians conduct studies and experiments to better understand the disease that affects animals and develop new treatments and medications.
The specialties are diverse. Among them, we have large animal clinic, large animal surgery, medium animal surgery, pet surgery, wild animal surgery, bird surgery, fish surgery, carnivory surgery, large animal anesthesia, medium animal anesthesia, pet anesthesia, wild animal anesthesia. These are just some of the many veterinary specialties that we have in operation.
Also, the total duration of the course is 5 years, divided between general and specified subjects. The end of course assignment, complementary subjects, and the internship hours. In general, the main subjects studied in course are anatomy, physiology, and animal biology, which cover the study of animals' bodies, their functions, and their biological systems. Pathologies. Here the students learn to identify and treat diseases in animals from small pets to large animals. Zootechnics. Discipline that studies the productions of animals of economic interest, such as cows, pigs, and chickens, for example. Veterinary public health. An area that studies the relationship between animals and humans with the aim of preventing disease that can be transmitted by animals. Animals management and behavior. Discipline in which the future veterinarian learns to understand animals' behavior and how to manage different species.
It is important to have some requirements for the person who chooses to work with pets. Among them, passion for animals. To become a veterinarian, you must love animals, as your purpose should be to help the pets in an ethical and caring way. Commitment. This is a career that demands passion, discipline, responsibility, and sacrifices, since you will be dealing with life and the welfare of animals. So being late for an appointment or postponing surgery because you forgot is certainly not the best way to go. Intelligence and emotional control. This professional often has to deal with emotional issues by dealing with animals in various conditions and health states. Therefore, knowing how to handle difficult situations to react in a more assertive way is essential. Being cold-blooded, to analyze cases impartially and find the best medical solution, and also being empathetic, since generally owners, guardians, or people who take the animals are nervous, apprehensive, or afraid, and so it's necessary to understand these emotions and help in any way possible, are part of the veterinarian doctor's profile. In addition, other essential skills are good communication. It is critical to be clear and exude the necessary confidence when approaching pet caregivers. This means explaining procedures and diagnosis correctly, showing why an explanation is necessary or giving appropriate recommendations. Ability to make decisions, often under pressure. As a veterinarian, many situations, emergency or not, can occur and consequently demand the choice of the best course of action to be followed. So, it is important to know how to deal well with challenging scenarios that require quick action. Moreover, the proactivity to develop communication, foreign language, administration, and marketing skills can add a lot to a career in veterinary medicine, since it is a profession that is also constantly in contact with people, participating in international negotiations and congresses, and managing its own finances and activities.
But as everything is not so rosy, there are difficulties in the professional field as well. For example, according to an international research commissioned by Royal Canin, whose objective was to analyze the problems and concerns that experienced by these professionals, and made with participation of 250 veterinarians from several countries. The main problems they face are tedious administrative work, the emotional toll of their work, which arises for performing difficult or stressful operations or dealing with the death of the animals. The high workload, the feeling of being poorly rewarded for the long hours spent in the college to deal with difficult studies, the refusal of the veterinary treatment due to cost, and the stress caused by guardians who arrived at clinics believing they are already informed about the problem their pets have, challenging the authority and status of the veterinarians.
In Brazil, data provided by the Unified Health System confirm that this is the professional class with the highest risk of suicide in the country. The information released by DataSUS, SUS data portal, between the years 1908 and 2007 indicates that, among the general population, veterinarians are 10 times more likely to commit suicide than professionals from other areas of the market.
Now, it's time to talk about the money. The veterinary doctor in Brazil doesn't have a unique and homogeneous minimum wage. The average salary for this professional is 4,000 reais for a 39-hour work week according to a survey on the Salario website. The platform also indicates that the salary ceiling reaches 9,200 reais. The salary floor for veterinarians varies by state and is determined by collective agreements and conventions signed in the unions. The value varies according to workload of dedication, function, exercise, and sector where the professional works.
Now, some curiosities about this profession. The first records of veterinarians date back to Mesopotamia around 4000 BC. The professionals of that time were responsible for taking care of animals that were used for food, transportation, and traction. Animals can also be blood donors. For this, they need to fulfill some requirements, such as being between 1 and 8 years old, having their vaccinations up to date, being healthy, and having a good temperament. Today, besides caring for the health of all kinds of animals, this profession interferes directly in the public health of the whole world. For it also acts in the food production process. It acts in the breeding, raising, and slaughtering of animals to ensure their health and well-being during their rearing, thus ensuring a good food production process and the food production chain. Not only this, but by taking care of the animal's health, they prevent the proliferation of zoonosis in society by creating early prevention methods, vaccines, and medicines. And of course, they also take care of everyone else's animal health. They are the people who specialize in the health of the animals of our planet.
I hope you enjoyed this video and learn about this important profession. Thank you for all attention and bye bye!